Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from the Johor College of Islamic Studies. We have four members. My name is Izam bin Shahmin. We would like to describe the effect of global warming. The earth is warming up and humans are at least partially to blame. The cause, effect, and complexity of global warming are important to understand so that we can fight for the health of our planet. There are many impacts due to global warming. The first is prolonged dry weather. In turn, global warming is also causing severe drought and poor rainfall distribution. Uncertain in dry a situation with less accompanying rainfall rate. The persistent hot environment has resulted has disaster and simple heat wave occur which in turn affect human health. In 2019, India once faced heat wave up to temperature exceeding 15 degrees Celsius, causing heat stroke and affected water sources. At the same time, fertile land will become barren and infertile. It can affect crop productivity and affect a country's food supply. In addition, global warming could also cause an increase in temperature in the Pacific Ocean. When the temperature in the Pacific Ocean rises sharply, the El Nino phenomenon is also prone to occur, bringing about major change in the climate system, especially rainfall distribution. The El Nino phenomenon contribute to increase in temperature at the beginning of the year. Yet after it ended, global temperature remained rising. It can be seen with extreme weather phenomena around the world throughout the year, including the highest temperature in Thailand, which is 44.6 degrees Celsius, and India, 51 degrees Celsius, heat wave, and prolonged drought in Africa. The worst fire in Canada and Typhoon Meranti. The world's most violent storm hit Taiwan. The dramatic temperature change was due to the use of more fossil fuels such as oil, gas, and coal, resulting in increased concentration of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide gas in the air. Malaysia was not left behind with the extreme weather phenomenon when El Nino hit earlier in the year, causing many schools to be ordered to close. Heat stroke, drought, and dry time. In the meantime, the blowing pattern, the wind from west to sea will also change. As a result, strong wind blew to the west. The Pacific caused hot weather and humid winds are blowing to the east of the Pacific, causing storm, flood, and hurricane visible western Pacific regions such as Peru and the United States has experienced heavy rains that have caused disasters such as flood and landslide to occur. At the same time, the eastern region of Australia and Southeast Asia are facing dry and hot weather, resulting in forest fires and water resources being severely affected. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Next, I will present the effect of global warming entitled forest burning. Continuous global warming could cause massive forest fires to occur, When this situation persists and gets out of control, a severe haze phenomenon will also hit the whole country. Global forest fires have occurred in the Amazon rainforest, which destroyed 11,088 square kilometers forest area in August 2019 to July 2020. This increase occurred by 9.5% from the previous year. In addition, forest fires in South Australia are also among the largest, when more than 23% were destroyed in 2019. At the same time, nearly 10.7 million hectares of Australian forest area was destroyed, and it has affected about 3 billion species of mammals, birds, and reptiles in 2019 and 2020. Large-scale forest fires are a major challenge in restoring the global warming that is occurring today. What's more, the ongoing forest fires have resulted in several hazards that has affected human health and destroyed biodiversity, including endangered plant and animal species. This is due to the continuous increase in the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere as a result of the greenhouse effect, which involves the addition of other pollution gas, which cause an increase in global temperature. The temperature of the Earth has risen 2 degrees, and the rate varies according to the particular continent and region. It will also cause combustion, such as garbage will release gas such as carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide into the space of the Earth's atmosphere. Vehicle smoke emissions such as cars and other vehicles are also one of the factors to global warming. Although fire is a natural part of the Earth's ecosystem, it will cause warming temperature and drying of the soil. Both are linked to human-caused climate change, which has contributed to increased wildfire activity. Moreover, it produces drier soils from increased evaporation. In addition to greater water loss from plants has contributed to prolonging and fire season. Factors unrelated to climate change also influence the risk of forest fires. Fire prevention and forest management practices in the past have also resulted in the accumulation of flammable firewood, which increases the risk of forest fires. Risks to people and property are also increasing due to the increasing number of fires in residential areas. The fire in the Brazilian Amazon is an example which a 13% increase the first 9 months of this year compared to the last year, due to the region's worst rainforest fires in a decade. Data made by space research agency INPE. The satellite in September recorded 32,017 hotspots in the world's largest rainforest, up 61% from the same month in 2019. In August last year, a raging fire in the Amazon made global headlines and drew criticism from world leaders. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Bahrain, so I will continue. Besides that, among the effects that can be seen with naked eyes of each individual is the occurrence of melting of the ice, both pole, North Pole, and South Pole. Global warming has caused snow cover and glaciers in mountains are melting at a drastic rate as well worrying. This incident directly resulted in the rise of seawater level from year to year. If this phenomenon continues, various areas are now popular habitats. Human area will be inundated. Scientists have predicted that the city like New York in United States and Osaka in Japan will face the threat of flooding due to rising level of the sea. This is because of their low geographical position and openness to the ocean. Large one will result in millions of people losing their home as well as job them. The environment will also be affected when agricultural areas use water drainage such as a nearby river or lake will be inundated. Researchers believe that global warming is already responsible for some 150,000 deaths each year around the world, and fear that the number may well double by 2030 if we start getting serious about emission reduction today. A team of health and climate scientists from the World Health Organization, the WHO, and the University of Wisconsin at Madison published this thing last year in the prestigious peer-reviewed scientist journal Nature. Besides killing people, global warming also contributes to some 5 million human illness every year. The researchers found some of the way global warming negatively affect human health, especially in developing nations, include spreading the spread of infection disease such as malaria and dengue fever, creating conditions that lead to potentially fatal malnutrition and death, and increasing the frequency and severity of heat wave, flood, and other weather-related disasters. Backing up who finding is a study by Stanford civil and environment engineer Mark Jacobson, showing a direct link between rising level of carbon dioxide (CO2) in the atmosphere and increased human mortality. He found that the added air pollution caused by each degree Celsius increased temperature caused by CO2 lead to about 1,000 additional deaths in the United States and many more cases in respiratory illness and asthma. Jacobson estimates as many as 20,000 air pollution-related deaths may occur worldwide each year with each 1 degree Celsius increase. This is cause and effect relationship, not just a correlation, with Jacobson. The study was the first to specifically isolate CO2 effect from that of the global warming agents and to find quantitatively that chemical and meteorological change due to CO2 itself increased mortality due to increased ozone particles and carcinogen in the air. For their part, though global warming skeptics such as atmospheric psychist Fred Singer maintain that cool weather snaps are responsible for more human death than warm temperature and heat wave. The elderly die in unequally heated homes. People get skull fracture from fall on the ice. Men die of heart attack while shoveling snow. People get colds, flu, pneumonia, and other respiratory diseases, infectious diseases, poor life rate, hospital admission rise. Singer, founder of the Science and Environmental Policy Project, concludes that since global warming will raise maximum summer temperature modestly while raising winter minimum temperatures significantly, it should help reduce human death rates.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aiman Daniel bin Zainur Rashid. Okay, before I start, as you know, global warming is a very dangerous phenomenon and will adversely affect human beings, and it is one of the worst phenomenon when it happens to us. So, look at this graph. Based on this graph, we can see that this global warming is always increasing from year to year. From this graph, we need to worry and take it seriously about this situation. There are many effects of global warming that will happen to us and also the earth. Now, I will tell you some of the effects of this global warming. So, it was climate change. What is climate change? Referring to the NASA, climate change is a long-term change in the average weather pattern that comes to determine the local, regional, and global climate of the Earth. These changes have various observed effects that are synonymous with the term. Climate change that is happening today will put environmental pressure that affect the economy and society of a country. Continuous warming will not only produce new weather patterns that will last for a long time, but the climate will also change. For example is the heat wave that once hit in European countries. This phenomenon is not only happening in Europe, but other countries will happen if they do not implement mitigation measures in addressing the issue of climate change. In addition, the effect of climate change have also led to the massive migration of animals to find suitable habitats. Climate change can also affect soil fertility and affect the country's crop yields. From here, we can know that the situation is very dangerous if it happens in a country. Besides, the other impact of global warming is it will disrupt the ecosystem. Global warming could also affect biodiversity and animal ecosystems. This can be seen in the Arctic region, which is experiencing sea ice melting and endangering populations of polar bears, walrus, and seals. Referring to a study by the US Geological Survey, they state that two-thirds of the world's polar bears, including in Alaska, will become extinct by 2050 due to the continuous melting of sea ice. At the same time, global warming is also affecting marine ecosystem as algal and plankton population are disrupted, causing the life of fish and other animals to be threatened as well. Near Antarctica, the food source for seals and penguins, namely krill, is declining due to the warming of seawater. Biologists also predict that two-thirds of species will become extinct if global warming continues dramatically. Not only that, this phenomenon will lead to disruption of food resource and also price of basic foodstuff and consumer goods will rise. It's because the change to rainfall patterns, increasingly severe drought, more frequent heat wave, flooding and extreme weather make it more difficult for farmers to graze livestock and grow produce and reducing food availability and making it more expensive to buy. This matter need to be taken seriously, especially for low-income people. For my last word is, various adverse effects that will happen and already occur on the environment and our life due to global warming. This awareness need to be expanded and appropriate action must be taken to prevent this situation. That's all for now and thank you.